Triage the market, HFR from the floor, mistrade canceled. Coming to you live in the Twittersphere. Yes, I got it. Admit. Hello, Lee. What's going on? Matt, it's a Christmas week. Well, how about the New York Times saying, you know what? We didn't mean to make the crossword puzzle look like a swastika on the first day of Hanukkah. There's just so many of these designs that we can use. Instead of saying, wow, that was really in poor taste. I'm sorry. How about that? No, it's just, it was a glitch. Some sort of glitch that they're okay with. What? Matt, I want to bring it in with this from our friend Bob. I just want to know the truth. Here's a neatly wrapped, sugar-coated version of events. That's what you get. But Matt, like we've talked about, by the way, a great follow on Twitter, Bob, I forget what his name is.
Cartoons.
Mallory, Bob the cartoonist.
Bob
Moran. There we go. Bob Miranda. Miranda writes. The Miranda writes. Anyway, we talk a lot about the elites eating each other, and not so much, the thing that I saw that I shared before we came in, not so much eating each other, but finally, some people on the left who have been historically very liberal, and I'm talking of Tim Robbins, who was on the Russell Brand broadcast, is like seriously pondering what the fuck has gone on here. And he says, you could have a person that decided to take drugs and continue taking drugs and then overdoses, and you rush them to the hospital because you're a compassionate person and you think that you should save lives. Yet if somebody decides not to get the jab, they're ostracized and you're going to deny them medical procedures. It's totally insane. It is totally insane. But that's the world that we live in, and that's all there is to it.
That whole case in New Zealand with the family trying to, get like a kidney transplant and want.
Oh, it happened here at Duke.
Yeah,
they took a girl off,
and then they wanted pure blood. They didn't want vaccinated blood, and they made a request, and they basically told them to go F themselves. Yeah, it's a strange world. Strange world.
Well, Matt, when you make decisions at the highest level, and Europe for sure has made decisions that they're going to be the first ones to net zero, but now Europe's massive tab for securing energy supplies and cushioning consumers from price spikes soared past 700 billion by the end of November. We're going to share some other stuff about this winter that is going to start here in 2 days. Winter hasn't even started yet. Matt, it seems to me that socialism at some point is unaffordable. And by this tack right here, apparently it's getting there very quickly as far as allowing people to heat their homes,
right,
etc.
Yeah, it's and then they just kicked off their carbon tax, so they just added another tax to the European demise. They're the first ones to have a green tax. Your carbon footprint, you're going to be taxed now because they got to pay for the fossil fuels that they can't secure now because of their policies. So ultimately, it collapses. Ultimately, there's riots in the streets. Ultimately, there's violence, and that's the way it's going to end. That's the way socialism always ends. Nobody learns. Please study your history books.
Hey, Lee, I couldn't agree more. Burn down the New York Times. I mean, it's unconscionable that happens. It's just unconscionable. That's all there is to it. Matt, before we get to energy and Heinrich Leopold, one of our great follows, I want to share this, and I got to go full screen for it because this is the greatest athletic endeavor of all time, Matt, of all time. First of all, look at my guy here right away. Respect, right? He's got the grit going. I thought he was in a boxing ring when I first saw this.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
I thought he was a mixed martial artist, right? Well, he is a mixed martial artist. Look at him. He's rocking the gang signals. Yeah. But he's not getting into the octagon, Matt.
I
No-handed.
I love all the people in the crowd with masks on, by the way, and the bull handlers. Wow, he just keeps smoking. What's in that?
No handed. Hands be look at this caballero. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh no, he's still on, and you can't hear. I'm listening to the Hispanic, the live. He just tames the bull.
The bull's like, get off me, I'm tired.
Oh, we have to bring it in. Oh
Well,
my God.
don't forget we had the Chinaman running marathon with this, with like 6
Exactly.
cigarettes. So that guy was right up there with, as the all-time greatest, by the way.
So here's Heinrich Liebold's share from 5 hours ago, Matt. By January 4th, 2023, the frigid cold air will gravitate towards Europe again, whereas North America will get somewhat of a relief. The Arctic bubble is so big and cold that a warm-up will not happen. Even in I don't know what NA is, North Atlantic or whatever.
North America.
North America. The whole winter is likely being exceptionally cold for the Northern Hemisphere. We say this because let's bring up the natty gas chart because it's got a pretty massive pullback today. And maybe, the trading public was thinking that, this is a one and done thing, this cold snap that is coming our way, this major trough in the jet stream that's going to bring incredibly cold air our way. Actually, not our way. We actually get the benefit of warm air getting pulled towards us. As that, if I had all the charts in front of me, I could do it more justice. High pressure building swooping down. Yes, exactly. The swoop. Give me the swoop. All right, talk to me about Natty as we go forward now for a full freezing cold
the
winter.
month low is down here at 533. We saw that on December 6th. We rallied all the way up to 710 a week later. This looks like we're in this little weak rallies, weak sell-offs, and we're in the, we're just kind of doing our sine wave here. To me, you pull back to a little deeper time frame. And I think you start to see that we're probably into the, again, this looks okay to me. We just kind of keep holding $7 and then we sell off. But really, as long as we hold that 550 level, and really the 533 was the last low. So, I would think that if you can pick some up down here at 550, that would be a good buy area. It's the lower end of the profile. Again, respecting the recent low, as long as you respect that. And by the way, 550 to 533 is 17 cents, which is, still a solid 3 or 4% move. So, again, you might want to trade the minis if you're not used to the swings that natural gas can get. But it's looking to me, the pullback is here. It's real. And but nothing really has changed. To your point,
especially fundamentally when you look at that equation of the entire country just about needing to turn their heat on.
Right now, if we were 2 days from the spring, turn of the calendar, I'd think a little differently. But we're just 2 days from winter, so I think we have a little bit. I think we have a little bit of it left that we're going to have to go through. And the policies that have been set in place aren't going to help the pricing.
Not only that, I mean, the whole article on Europe is, these are half decade to decade long endeavors to, secure an energy future that makes sense.
Yeah. So this is just crazy. It's down 10.5% today. So again, ho for the natty gas shorts, I guess. But it is it's a pretty violent move here. But it opened up lower, came back, tested the low from Friday, and then zipped right down. So nothing's really changed here. So, but I think if you can pick up that 550 level, it might be worthwhile for you.
Right on. Matt, on the same tack, we shared, I believe last week, how the Swiss were going to not allow you to charge your electric vehicle if electricity demand for heat and such was so great. this whole story seems fascinating to me. Everyone focusing on Tesla while most other automakers are on the doorstep of bankruptcy, and Elon, an EV guy, saying much closer than they realize.
Yeah.
And I saw another share in this thread. I believe this was a thread from this Farzad gentleman. That if they went for a fully electric fleet in Europe, you'd have to build, and you wanted to stay green, so you got to build, wind turbines. You'd have to build 200,000 of them. What does that timeline look like? I mean, none of it makes sense to me. What does make sense is, like we talked about last week, when Ford goes for your F-150 from 43,000 to 55,000, that's a giant change. Not only that, at what point can they not offer, interest-free for 60 months? Like, that was a great way to sell stuff, like in a zero interest rate environment, right? Well, let's not worry about the interest rate because we don't have to pay one. So we can just let you pay this over time. That's going away too. That whole model is good because money's not free anymore. So you can take a du jour any way you want to go here in this space. He's trading again, everyone. Matt's trading again, everyone. Supposed to be doing a show and he's trading again.
Sorry.
No worries. No,
and we talked about this same topic. So Elon's clearly reading our shit as he takes his shits, and hopefully you can show that chart next too. By the way.
Oh yeah, it was Wall Street Silver, right?
Yeah. Post Wall that chart because you do it all the time. You're always like, "Hey, Elon, read our shit while you're taking your shit." And apparently somebody did a study of all the times because he says, I only use Twitter when I'm on the can. So somebody actually did a composite of when he does tweet. And I thought that was kind of interesting.
Here it is. Yeah, let's jump to it. Wall Street Silver, one of our great follows. Elon once said that 50% of his tweets are done while he's on the toilet. Hopefully I don't get banned for doxing his toilet time. And I actually tweeted to him too. Listen, I know you're on the 5th floor, executive bathroom stall number 2. Remember the Seinfeld? They did a whole episode on the best bathrooms to take a dump in for public access in the city. Yeah. Fantastic.
Of course, George and Kramer had probably the best ideas, of course,
Well, yeah, George had to take his shirt off to take a dump, first of all. A little strange. All right, so here we go. If you want to catch Elon on the toilet, it appears to me it's 5 to 8 p.m. The guy's a night shitter.
He's a night
3
shitter.
In the morning, and he gets up to take a dump, and then he takes a dump late in the
we could have Michael Stipe redo night swimming and make it night shitter.
I gotta tell you, that is so opposite my shitting schedule. We could never hang out in a space on the shitter together, ever.
Right? But you could be good roommates. You and Elon could be good roommates. That's the good news.
That is the good news. Good news. Oh my God. Oh, all right. Show's going sideways early here. Sideways early. Matt, I got a nice a golf visor cap, little shake up in the live. That'll be interesting to see. Like they got to start listening to you and I because they're bleeding revenue. It's one thing to attract the talent, right? But if you don't start monetizing it, first of all, they got to find a distribution partner.
Yep.
And if they don't find that, it was going to be a nice. And by the way, all these guys will have made so much money, none of them will care.
Right. The players will just go back to the PGA and go, thanks for paying us.
Right. Exactly. And not only that, everybody should be thankful for them because and tennis also. I mean, tennis purses went up because of this.
Yep.
Right. I don't know. Interesting times. Hey, Matt, congratulations on your Lions. Really in the hunt for a playoff spot now. Lee, apologize. I
mean, there's nothing wrong with being in control of your destiny, and they are now a 500 team after losing the first 6 games by 1 possession, or not the first 6, but they were 1-6, and now they've gone 6-1 I finally got the, last night was a perfect example of a game the Lions, used to lose. They would control the game the whole time. And then somehow the Jets come in and score a touchdown with 2 minutes left, right? And then the Lions would just fold. Well, they actually marched down the field and did some great play calling and had a 50-yard little swing to the tight end who rambled like for 40, threw it for 10, he rambled for 40. And then the Lions actually, were playing pretty good D in that last drive. Again, they had 2 minutes, but they got the ball down to the 40. And thankfully, the kicker did what the Lions kicker would typically do in that case: shanker, pulled it.
I got to tell you, my consumption of sports was at a standard deviation low this weekend. I don't know what the hell else.
Well, I did watch the Beavers beat up on Florida Gators, which was kind of fun, to watch the Oregon State team, which had a great year, just demolish the Gators. I mean, it was 30-0, and they kicked the last second field goal just to get on the board. Florida.
Think about that.
That would have been like the first time Florida had been shut out in 460 games. So I think somebody, called down the coach and said, "This is your only chance of saving your job if you get 3 points."
I guess there was a soccer game over the weekend too that I didn't watch a second of.
Yeah, apparently people loved it. Greatest thing ever. Yada yada.
Yada.
But again, penalty kicks to end the whole World Cup, I'm against. That just tells you, okay, that's like the NBA having a 140 to 140 tie game and then letting
go to free throws.
Steph Curry battle some of their free throw shooter for free throws. Who gives a shit? That's dumb.
Agree. All right, what else do you want to look at? Crude's got a little.
Well, let's look at. We talked about a couple names, just the last couple of weeks that I want to just kind of give an update. Chipotle, we had talked about being a great short that rally up here to 1637 December 2nd. So just 2 weeks ago, we talked about this on the end of that week. And then it rallied again after it had sold off. So we talked about it here. It went down, talked about it, sell it again. And look at this thing, Bob, 1,600 down to 1,400. That's $200. Last I checked, that's over 15% in less than a week. So congratulations for your Christmas trades. Netflix, we already talked about, did the same thing last week. So there's a lot of things shaping up. You know what I'm actually going to say, and I'm going to throw this one out there for next year. Caterpillar, I think, is going to be a great short for the coming year. The Dow stocks have been,
I agree. I talked about it last week. You look at that Dow 30, and that chart does not look nearly as destructed,
right,
as the other charts.
So, I mean, this name I think we've mentioned it here in the last month or so, but they had great earnings, right? And the last 2 months, November and December, has just been fluctuating 2.25 up to 240. When it breaks, just be prepared. I think it's going to be to the downside because it came from the upside. And again, $121 billion market cap, paying a 2% only dividend. Value zone is well below us. I think it needs to come back in. It's having a difficult time getting above 240. If it gets above 240 and closes above there, maybe you have to pause. However, this to me looks like a good sell. And along with it, you can sell the whole, you can sell John Deere for the same idea. And it's, kind of done. It's followed the course. And I think it's hanging up just for the year-end dividend, again, which is only 1%, but that's paid here. Ex-dividend is the 29th of December. So if you hold the stock to the 29th, then you can start selling it and still collect your dividend, even though they don't pay it till February. So think about that. And as far as Caterpillar, I don't know when they pay theirs. I don't know if it's on this chart here. Let me just give it to you since I talked about it. January 19th. So again, it may be propped up until about that time.
That makes sense. Sense. I held it for this long. I'm going to hold it for the dividend, and then you can have it. Thank you.
Yeah. So something to put in mind, and it may start selling off before. I would probably get ahead of it, have some short, buy some puts, maybe then sell some stock outright when we get closer to those dates.
All right, Matt.
I just don't see a
Christmas.
lot of digging going on, except for digging around politicians that need to be buried. That's about it.
It's Christmas week. But I got to tell you, the chart for me, especially the daily, looks a little bit dangerous this week.
Yeah.
Falling away potentials on the daily standard deviation modeling.
I think they might be setting the stage for a little hose job of the shorts now that are just coming in today, honestly. So I'll take the other side of that. I wouldn't be surprised to see us drift up higher the rest of the week, only because there's really no news coming.
And to be clear, are we closed? We're closed Friday?
No, we're open Friday, closed Monday. So
is that how it's working this week, huh?
I guess so, yeah. But
Easter,
it's going to be so slow, really. I think after today or tomorrow, I mean, it's already, the volumes are thin, and the bonds got ripped again. And we talked about that Friday. We like that short setup.
Yeah. Bring up the bonds, because that to me, that break is just starting.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not sure how a bond washout works for the fucking bulls in the stock market, but man, is that a beautiful chart?
I am trying to bring it up here, and it is slowly populating. The internet's already on vacation.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, but we were here at 146. Then we, on Thursday we were back there at 146 almost, and since then we've sold off almost $5. I mean, that is a brutal bludgeoning. Again, and we talked about it on Thursday.
Yeah, you had a great call on this one. Just a great call.
It's fallen away. It's made a new low for the week, and your next lows, I guess, is to me. I mean, why wouldn't we trade back here to the the 138 level? Looks like once we break through that 140 and a half, which we just bounced off of. So
right on.
Next time through probably won't be so pretty. We're stopped. They stopped where they should have here, but they're going to go down to that 136, 138 level. It looks like next.
I mean, Matt, that is a quintuple Galaga that they got going there.
It's
I've never seen a quintuple Galaga.
Maybe a pentagonal Galaga.
Unreal. Lee's asking if futures are open Sunday night. I don't know. That's a great question.
I don't think so. It's Christmas Day.
We'll get on that.
It's Christmas Day, and yeah, it's not, Lee. I looked yesterday.
So they open up Monday.
They open up Monday like at 3 Pacific.
Our time.
Yeah.
Yes.
5
we always talk right. We talk Pacific. That's where we're at. Pacific.
Yeah. 5 Central, 6 Eastern. So Lee, Christmas Day, celebrate
Chinese food for Lee.
Chinese food. Yeah.
Right. Chinese food in a movie. Remember? That used to be the big thing.
Chinese food
in a movie.
Chinese food in a Barbra Streisand movie.
A Barbra Streisand. Yenta. Lee, why don't me and Matt get to pick your day for you, Christmas Day. All right. It's Chinese food with a triple header of Yenta out of Africa, and just something to round it out.
Avatar.
The low testosterone avatar.
Yes.
The no testosterone avatar.
Uh-huh.
Okay. That's where we're at. Merry Christmas. Lee says he burned his eyes out first. Very well done. All right, that's what we got. We'll be back the rest of this week for some light humor, light trading analysis. Again, Matt, Michigan just killing it on the transfer portal.
They really are.
Oh my God, man. I mean, the dude from Stanford. I mean, why doesn't he just go to the pros? Why is he going to Michigan?
Well, he probably didn't have a great year last year, so he needs the showcase time, and he's got a year. And Michigan, their center who transferred in and was a consensus All-American this year from Virginia, in which he wasn't before, right? Comes to Michigan, becomes a consensus center All-American. Why wouldn't you follow this guy's footpath and say, well, if he can be a center, look how much bigger I am. And he is. Like, the dude's huge.
He is giant. He looks like one of those Stanford trees.
Yeah. The Stanford tree.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, the team is named after him. So, it was good.
All right. That's what we got.
So we got, oh yeah. Football, we gave you the best picks. We said take the Lions over the Jets, and they won. So And that was they were only given 1.5. So Lee, that's all you need. One pick a week, and you're making money at this
tonight.
job.
Green Bay -7.5, over under a 39.5. Who are they playing? I
Rams,
obviously,
maybe. I don't know.
I am not paying attention anymore.
Two teams that won't be in the playoffs. I probably won't be watching.
The Rams,
exactly.
-7.5. You got to take Green Bay, right?
Yeah, you got to take them in the tundra because the Rams suck. Yeah,
please. It's going to be freezing there tonight.
I mean, that's the one thing that's I think is going to end up killing the Lions is their last game of the year is at Green Bay, I think. I mean, so they could win the next 2 games and then Aaron Rodgers is going to wreck them up in Green Bay.
Wreck them, Ralph. All right. That's what we got. That's what
I'm not getting my hopes up for the Lions playoff, but it's colder here. It was 8 degrees here this morning. So big deal.
I got to tell you, it's so crazy, Matt. The 8 degrees here and like 0 humidity
feels like 40.
It's unreal how much more pleasant it is than 24 degrees in Chicagoland, where there's humidity.
40 degrees with humidity and Chicago.
This is true.
10. Yeah,
this is true. Yeah, 8 degrees. I was out there yesterday, in a t-shirt, doing some stuff. I'm not shitting you.
I know. I'm
not shitting you. It's like
I got a 7-miler out. Yeah.
It's not even a problem. All right, that's what we got. Thank you so much. Please visit us at marketvital's.io. There's enough time probably to get the Shrimp Mojo for your New Year's Eve celebration. You might be able to get it on Prime if you went on today to make sure that you have it for your Christmas Day charcuterie. Like, Matt, people do charcuteries and it's usually cheeses and meats. But let me just tell you something. If you do your charcuterie and you have a pile of Cajun shrimp on that charcuterie, right? Everybody else goes on strike on that charcuterie.
Forget about the salami.
Yeah, the salami's like, what are you doing putting Cajun shrimp next to me? Like, nobody's going to eat me. Like, that's unfair. It's unfair practices. The whole charcuterie board turns liberal as can be with protectionist policies. It's unreal what happens.
What kind of cheese do you pair with the Cajun shrimp, though? I must ask, the professional here.
That's a great question. I'm gonna say like a Gruyere, or like you don't want it to compete so much with the Cajun shrimp.
Right. You
want it just to be, smooth and silky mouthfeel to go along with it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So maybe a brie. Maybe
exactly. Something nice.
Yeah, beautiful. Because you can put a little smooth, creamy brie on your Stonehenge cracker, and then slap that shrimp right on top.
Right on top. Forget about it. We should be in the Magic Kitchen right now talking about this, playing guitar, singing songs. That's how we roll. Be tuned.
You have a holiday show put together for us, right?
I do. Tomorrow we're going to do a full holiday show segment. All right. From the kitchen. You're going to give me, I don't know, I need like 7 minutes.
Perfect.
Remember Vine was 7 seconds? I like Vine, but 7 minutes is all I'll need. It's all I'll need. All right, Matt, thank you very much. Thank you, Lee. Again, marketvitals.io is our community. Please join us. Please share and retweet far and wide. And that's the show. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Bobby. Thanks,
Thank you, Lee. Right on.
Happy Hanukkah.
3rd day of Hanukkah.
Yeah. Happy Hanukkah.
Bingo.
Are you going to send us out with the...
He's become attached to it.